Hey guys, welcome back to my NFL picks. We are at week 12. Holy fuck, I just realized there's like 6 weeks left of the season. Holy shit, this season's been going pretty fast, and honestly, I'm gonna miss doing these picks. But we still got 6 weeks to enjoy them, plus playoffs and shit like that. Anyways, let's not worry about the end of the season. Let's do my week 12 NFL picks, starting with the Buffalo Bills at the Houston Texans. The Buffalo Bills, they got lucky winning against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are not no good team, but they just got lucky. The Texans, CJ Stroud ain't playing. I know they are 2-0 with Davis Mills, but this is an actual, this is a team that is semi-decent. So I'm going to give it to the Buffalo Bills. Now, if CJ Stroud was starting, I would have given it to the Texans. Even that too, I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans beat the Bills because, the Texans have elite defense. Plus, a lot of upsets happen on Thursday night, so you don't know. But I'm being safe, and I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to beat the Houston Texans. Now we got the Colts and the Chiefs. Oh God, no! This is going to be This is going to be probably the game of the week. Nah, probably Rams and Bucks could potentially be one, but other than that, yeah, this is one of the games of the week, and this is a very difficult game to predict. The Indianapolis Colts just came back from the bye week, so they're well, they're healthy. South Carolina knows also probably knows the playbook well, way more now. So the Colts are going to be good. The Chiefs, they lost back-to-back to the Bills and Broncos, even though they came back from the bye week. So, this is going to be difficult to predict. And honestly, I don't know who to pick you. Because the Colts still a good team. The Chiefs, they're 5-5. But, one thing about the Chiefs, so around this time, they start doing good. And if Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs see them out of the playoff picture completely, they're not going to let that happen. And also the Colts, they haven't been an actual good team. They lost to the Rams and the Steelers. So honestly, I think I'm going to give it to the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Indianapolis Colts. Now we got some easy games I can predict. Alright, we got Bengals and Patriots. Patriots are going to easily beat the Bengals. Honestly, at first I was thinking about picking the Bengals, but because how they performed against the Steelers, no. I ain't picking the Bengals till Joe Burrow comes back. So Patriots are probably going to dominate the Bengals because the Bengals defense is dog shit. And the offense is not the greatest. And Jamar Chase is trying to get appeal from his suspension. But either way, they're still going to lose. Now we got the Ravens and Jets. And this is another easy pick. The Jets are just dog shit. The Ravens are very good. Lamar Jackson's going to have himself a very good game. Same with Derrick Henry. Overall, this should be an absolute ass whooping from the Ravens. So yeah, I'm going to pick the Ravens. And now we got the game of the year. The Cleveland Browns take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Game of the year, right? Yeah, this is the Tank Bowl, it looks like. Both teams are very dog shit. The Raiders got blown out by the fucking Cowboys. They scored a grand total of 6 points on the second worst defense in the NFL. I don't know whether to be concerned about that or not. The Cleveland Browns, they're always gonna suck. But Shedeur Sanders is starting. Now, here's the thing, Shedeur Sanders, he looked absolutely dog shit in his debut. Makes sense. He got put in the game in the third quarter, and they were playing a very good Baltimore defense. So obviously, Shedeur's gonna suck. Now, here's the thing. The only thing that Shedeur Sanders have to worry about is Max Crosby. Could say his name for whatever reason. And other than Max Crosby, Shedeur Sanders have himself a very easy defense that you can just go through and look good. And because Shador Sanders wants to probably try and impress everyone that he can do this and he can get the starting job, I'm actually going to take the Cleveland Browns to beat the Las Vegas Raiders. Just because, again, also the Raiders probably going to score, 3 points. Geno's going to throw, let's say like 3 picks, and he gets sacked 5 times by Myles Garrett alone. Yeah, it's going to be an absolute domination from the Browns defense. The offense is not going to look good, but they're going to look good enough to win. Now we got the Chicago Bears and the Steelers, and this can just only depend on one person, Aaron Rodgers. Is he going to play or not? It was like that one game. Was it Bears and Ravens? And I was like, oh, well, the Ravens can, easily beat the Bears if Lamar Jackson plays, and then if not, then Bears win, even though the Bears still lost regardless. This is the exact same game instead of Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, it's going to be Chicago that's going to dominate the Steelers. I know Mason Rudolph looked decent against the Bengals, but I think any quarterback can look decent against the Bengals. They can score like 200 yards with ease. But here's the thing: if the Steelers want to be like good, or wants to beat the Bears and Aaron Rodgers is starting, then obviously I'm picking the Steelers. So this is a big coin flip. Aaron Rodgers is trying, but let's say if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, I'm going to take the Chicago Bears to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going to be 8-3, and they could actually, they're going to continue leading the division. This can be a very interesting game, and it just depends if Aaron Rodgers plays, and I don't know about that, but yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, last week I went 13-2. I got 2 picks wrong. And I should have got one of them. I could have won 15-0, but instead I picked the Panthers to lose and the Bills to lose. If that never happened, I went 13-2. I went 15-0, but hopefully I do go in like 13-2. I don't know how many teams are bye. I know the Dolphins are on a bye week. I'm gonna stop yapping and continue on this pick, and we got another easy pick. The Seattle Seahawks are just gonna destroy the Tennessee Titans. Not even gonna be close. Now the Titans looked decent against the Texans defense. I'll give them that. Especially they almost beat the Texans, but still the Seahawks are probably pissed from last week after losing to the Los Angeles Rams. I feel like this is a good comeback from Sam Darnold. I think he's going to have a very good game against this shitty Titans team. So, yeah, I'm going to give it to the Seattle Seahawks to beat the Tennessee Titans. Now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals. A casual football fan can just look at these two teams, and they can see how bad the Cardinals look, and they're going to pick the Jaguars. Now, this is a little bit more difficult to pick, because Jacoby Brissett actually looked good. He looks better than Kyler Murray. This is in Arizona, and the Cardinals probably want this win. And honestly, who knows? Jacksonville might be a little too cocky after destroying the Los Angeles Chargers last week. That maybe they're like, yeah, we got this. So it can depend. I am gonna pick Jacksonville to beat Arizona, but if Arizona does win, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be like, oh wow, what the fuck happened? We all knew that was gonna happen. Jacksonville, it's just like this team's kind of weird. And again, Jacoby Brissett looks super good out there. He looks better than any other. He looks better than Kyler Murray. I'll give him credit for that. Other than that, yeah. Jacksonville probably going to beat the Cardinals. Now we got the Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, this is going to be the Green Bay Packers. The J.J. McCarthy's probably throwing another 2 picks, and we're all going to call him 9 because, that's his 9 eagle, Mr. 9 is, apparently very, he loves to throw a lot of interceptions. It's typical from J.J. McCarthy, especially Mr. 9. So, yeah, I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers. Now, I feel like the Vikings are going to make this game close, obviously, because it's the Packers, and they love to make the games very close. other than that, yeah, the Minnesota Vikings are going to beat the Green Bay Packers. Now we got the Detroit Lions and the Giants, and this is just another easy pick. The Lions are going to beat the Giants. They're going to be pissed. The Detroit Lions are going to be pissed from last week's game because how the Eagles just dominated on defense, and the Giants. Well, I don't know if Jameis is playing or Jackson Dart, but either way, it doesn't matter. Whoever quarterback starts, and they're probably just gonna lose regardless. So yeah, I'm gonna pick the Detroit Lions to beat the New York Giants. Now we got the Atlanta Falcons versus the New Orleans Saints, and this is a difficult pick because these teams are dog shit. Now, the Atlanta Falcons, they are the Atlanta Falcons, and they lose. They just lose a lot. Kirk Cousins is playing. Drake London's going to be out, sadly, which sucks because I kind of need him for fantasy, but oh well. I guess I'll find another receiver in free agency or something. It's not like that's going to do anything. And then we got the Saints, who beat the Carolina Panthers 2 weeks ago. And Tyler Shuck looks somewhat decent. He looks pretty decent out there, which is pretty good, I guess. But overall, I think who's gonna win? I think I'm gonna take the Saints. Hot take, I know. This is gonna play in New Orleans. The Atlanta Falcons starting Kirk Cousins, and the last time we saw Kirk Cousins play against my Dolphins, who let me tell you this: the Dolphins at the time had a completely dog shit defense. And yeah, we only put up 10. Like, they only put up 10 points. So honestly, Kirk Cousins is not good at all. So I'm gonna have the Saints to beat the Falcons. But if the New Orleans Saints somehow lose, then I wouldn't be surprised either. But both of these teams are absolutely dog shit. And honestly, I don't know why the Atlanta Falcons want to lose, because they can't. If they tank, well, you're helping the Los Angeles Rams get a top pick, and they're going to be very good. Now we got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles, and this is probably going to be an easy game. I'm going to have the Eagles to beat the Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be easy pick. The Cowboys, they look good against the ass of the ass. They don't look good with actual teams like the Eagles. They look
completely dog shit against the good teams. Now this might be a very, very close game, just considering how the teams are playing. But other than that, yeah, I'm gonna take the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And yeah. Other than that, the Eagles are gonna beat the Cowboys. Now we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Los Angeles Rams, and this is a very good game. Probably not the game of the year, but it could be the game of the year because it's just been, pretty good. Pretty good teams facing on. It's finally a good Sunday night game. Watch this. It's probably going to be like a 10. No, let me predict the score. It's going to be like a 17-13 game. It's going to disappoint. Who knows? I could see that. But the last time the Buccaneers played, they played an entertaining game against the Bills. And the Rams, they were supposed to have an entertaining game against the Seahawks, but it just never worked. And overall, this is getting played in Los Angeles. The team is not. The Los Angeles Rams are kind of very good. The Buccaneers defense is kind of fucked. The injuries are affecting them. So I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and to win, and just to win overall. And yeah, it's going to be hopefully it's going to be a very good game. Now we got the San Francisco 49ers versus the Carolina Panthers, and both teams looked very good last week. Bryce Young had 450 passing yards. The 49ers are back after their injuries. This is going to play in San Francisco. This is going to be another good Monday night game. But because this is getting played in San Francisco, and this is a kind of a Christian McCaffrey revenge game, so Christian McCaffrey might go off. I'm going to go with the 49ers because Christian McCaffrey can probably going to have 100 receiving yards with 100 and something, 150 rushing yards, maybe even 200. It's just going to be an ultimate revenge battle. As last week they got dominated. Well, they got dominated, but because both teams are really good, but McCaffrey got traded to the 49ers. Now, looking at my picks, so these are my picks for NFL Week 12. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye.